It's Module 7 day. Some of you have emailed me that you can't find Module 7, and I've had that checked by the Blackboard people, and I've checked it numerous times. There's no reason for it not to appear. If for some reason it doesn't come up, let your peers know, call me, whatever, but you really need to contact the help desk at Blackboard. But Module 7 is ready to go. I just wanted to mention John Nash for a moment. John Nash is an unusual example of schizophrenia in that John Nash is willing to let it be publicized what his situation has been. Early onset schizophrenia typically starts about age 17 to age 25, usually in males. And the people who have that kind of schizophrenia, and most schizophrenics, are well aware of what their life was before they had schizophrenia. It's a physiologically induced disease and one for which there is no cure as yet. Medication can be very helpful. For some people, it's more effective than others. John Nash's case, he decided not to take medication any longer. And with the strong support group that he has, he remains fairly normal. Now, normal not being what everybody else is, but being normal for him. He is a brilliant man, but that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with his schizophrenia. Most people who are schizophrenic are fairly bright people. So to take a look at it is interesting. And the reason why I like that movie Beautiful Mind is because it was written as a movie where you are actually John Nash looking at the life the way he sees it, not the way it actually is. But you did a pretty good job of explaining why psychosocial rehabilitation is helpful with him. It's that strong support group that makes sure that his needs are met, and that if he gets in any trouble, there's a lot of support for helping him back off and be able to do what he always has done. The next thing I want to talk about briefly is the paper that's coming up. You have a research paper that's due. And if you go on and take a look at Start Here, there's a whole lot of information there on where to go and a link with the library. Iris Carroll has done a whole brochure, if you will, on how to do APA style and format. On your papers, do not send them as an attachment. It's too difficult to go from Blackboard to the desktop and then back to Blackboard again. So just submit it to Blackboard, but do it as an RTF document, because then it comes up in the right format that you need to be doing for your paper. I start now, because some of you are going to need some help with that. You did a really good job of your articles. They were very, very interesting, and that was just kind of getting you ready to start the exercise of referencing for your paper, looking up citations and seeing how you need to cite a document, whether it come out of a magazine, a newspaper, off of television, or online. The reference page for your paper is very specific and a very specific way of doing it. And that information you can get from the library, or you can go online. There are several good sources for APA style and format. But you must do them correctly, and your paper will have 5 pages of text that you write, plus a title page and a reference page. You must use citations within your paper to get credit for your paper. Please, as I say, do not send them as attachments. They are just way, way too difficult to follow along. If you have questions, don't get yourself into trouble. Give me a call. But your title page and your reference page do not count in your total pages of your paper. You can write 100 pages if you want to, but it's a minimum of 5 pages of text. Let's see, I also needed to remind you, what was the other one I had here? Oh, on makeups. Be sure when you send me a makeup that you put your name on it, that you put what module it's from, that it's a critical thinking or it's a chapter question. Whatever it happens to be, label it, because I have no way of knowing. Well, I do, but it takes a whole lot of time sometimes to figure it out. But let me know what it is that you want credit for. I don't mind giving you credit. Up until the last 2 weeks of class, I'll accept things late like that. But you must label it for me so I have some idea of what you're trying to say. You did a really good job on these last assignments, and your articles were great. I wish you could all share with each other so you could hear some of the topics that came up. Anyway, have a good week. I love it when you get hold of me. If you have problems in Module 7 for some reason, let me know. Have a good week.